Hi, Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I want to demonstrate a alternate paper pumpkin project using the December 2021 kit. Most of what you'll need is going to be in the kit. I'm making the bags out of the envelope, so I'm going to demonstrate how you do that. And you're just basically going to need some ribbon so you can make the tags. Very easy project. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, we're going to go ahead and make the tags. All you're going to need is a regular card that comes with the set. I'm laying out here the tags. I made 8 tags with this one card. I simply cut the card in half, and then I cut that half in half, and then I used a tag topper punch to go ahead and cut the top of my tags, and I came up with 8 nice tags. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I want you to go ahead and grab your envelope, because we're going to turn the paper inside out. We're going to take the envelope apart, and we're going to use the inside paper. And I'm simply going to use a X-Acto knife, but first we're going to have to cut off that glue part that's on the end of the envelope, and that's about 3/4 of an inch from the edge, and I'm just using my mini cutter there, because when we turn our paper inside out, we want to go ahead and make sure that that is not showing. So that's 3/4 of an inch. Just go ahead and cut that off, and then I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to kind of very gently score it very gently up and down that seam. Very gently. I'm not putting a lot of pressure, and then I'm just going to pull it apart. And I'm going to pull it apart gently on both sides. Now, don't worry about some of the paper coming off, because we're going to fix that when we go ahead and glue it on the opposite side. Again, just very gently, just kind of just pulling that apart. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the envelope inside out, and we're going to basically glue it back together. Now, I like to use my bone folder because I want to make sure that my edges are nice and crisp, and I'm going to put that flap on the outside because I want to take advantage of the brightly colored envelope lining pattern for our bag. Again, just kind of crisp everything up with your bone folder. And then I'm just going to take some all-purpose glue, some of our Tombow all-purpose glue, and put a very, very thin amount. It doesn't have to be a lot of glue, just a thin amount, and then just kind of press that. I'm going to show you on the other card, we're going to do another glue option, and I'm just kind of putting that glue there along that edge. We're sealing the entire envelope. Now, this option for sealing your envelope, I'm going to use tear tape, and I'm just going to put the tear tape there along the edge. Now, I could have put the tear tape a little bit farther out from that inside edge so that that flap will fold down completely, but you can kind of play around with that as you're constructing or reconstructing rather your envelope. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some tear tape all the way across the top of my envelope. And that's going to come off very easily. And there, now I've had it all sealed. Now I have a little bit of the tear tape glue there on the edge, and I just wanted to show you how easily that glue comes off. And I'm going to kind of pull in here. See the little glue piece? Using that rubber eraser, comes off very, very easily. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the top of the envelope off. And I'm going to bring in my little cutter, and I'm just going to cut, I don't know, no more than 1/4 of an inch maybe. And this depends on how tall you want your bag to be. If you don't want your bag to be very, very tall, then you'll cut more off. But I kind of like the look of the tall skinny bag. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and we're going to score everything around a 1 inch, at the 1 inch mark. So I'm going to line the top of my envelope, that's the top, and I'm going to go 1 inch down that side. See, that's the top. I'm going to turn it around, do 1 inch down that side, and then tops goes to the right because I'm going to do 1 inch on the bottom. I'm going to turn it around and do it very lightly on the other side as well, just to make sure that I have a clear score line on both sides of the paper of my envelope, because I am scoring two sides, two pieces of paper. Okay, now that I've done that, just gently kind of scoring. This one gave me some problems. I don't know if it was the glue or what. We're going to put that aside because I'm going to take my bone folder, and very gently we're going to fold and crease all our score lines that we just made. We want to make sure we have nice crisp lines, and we're going to do that for both of these cards. Just go up and down very gently using your bone folder to get the sides and the bottom. And what this is going to create on the bottom, it's going to create a little box there on the bottom, and that is where we're going to do our next fold, which is going to be a diagonal fold. It's going to go diagonally across from the corner to corner. And I'm going to use my scoreboard, or rather my cutting board, my stamping trimmer rather, to do that. Now I'm just going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to run that to the edge. From that point there to the edge. Very simple. Just line it up in the gutter and use your bone folder to go ahead and make that crease line. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold that crease line, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to crease that fold so we have a nice crisp corner. Now there are several videos out there. Jennifer McGuire made a video using this technique. If you want some more information, I would recommend Jennifer McGuire's video for making a bag out of an envelope. Now here's where we're folding the bottom, and since we did all those nice crease lines, it's really very easy. It kind of lends itself to taking the shape. Now I believe I'm going to have some extra flaps that didn't get totally glued down. See that? And you can simply just cut them off with your scissors. You don't have to go through the try to glue them. You can if you want, but I'm just going to cut them off in this video. There, I'm kind of opening them up a little bit. I'm going to get my scissors there and just kind of trim them. I'm going to trim that side as well. So now that we have our corners, we're going to use, I like to use tear tape rather than glue. It's fast, and it makes for a very secure adhesion to the bottom of your bag. The trick is when you're putting the tear tape, you can kind of see there's the angle, but if you cut straight perpendicular to your angle, you'll get let me move that out with my thumb. So I'm going to move it. See how I do it straight perpendicular, and then that gives me the nice angle that's going to fit nicely on the other side of my triangle. And that's how you kind of use your tear tape. You make those cuts, and it goes along very quickly, because that angle right there will fit in that corner. And we cut straight perpendicular. Put that one there, and we're going to cut straight perpendicular there. Now when I did this video, it was early in the morning, so my craft room was very cold. It hadn't warmed up yet, so my fingers, I'm a little fumbly because it's a little cold in there. And now I'm just simply going to use my X-Acto knife to kind of take off the tape. And once I press it down, I'm going to do both sides. Again, always use that your bone folder to help you get that nice crisp edge. This piece was giving me a little bit of trouble, but I was able to separate the tape and kind of lay down the adhesive piece. Same with this. And then just fold it. Now take your bone folder and with the flat edge of your bone folder, go ahead and kind of press that in. And there you have your first bag. And we're going to repeat that for your second bag. Again, just use your bone folder to make sure that your tear tape is tight on your paper. Just lift, fold, do the same thing on the other side, pull, fold, and then just use the flat edge of your bone folder to kind of press that in there. Okay, so there are our bags, very nicely put together. Now you can kind of, you can fold them, and I'm going to have to fold mine because I'm going to send these to the nurses at the UNM's Children's Hospital, because this is going to be part of these are part of the projects that I'm making for for Valentine's. So now that I have them made, I'm just going to fold them. We're going to put our I'm just using this little punch here because I'm going to put the punch a hole in the center of my bag, and that's where my ribbon's going to go. So I just kind of fold the flaps out and punch a hole there, a couple of inches. Oh, there goes Mittens, had to get in the action. Okay, now we're just going to grab some ribbon, and I'm trying to pick some ribbon while I'm wrestling with Mittens off on the side. And I think the ribbon that I'm going to use is, I'm going to coordinate it to my tag. So let's grab my box. This is the paper pumpkin box with all the goodies in it. And I found these hello. These go with the kit. I cut out some clouds. There's my tags. I cut out some clouds using my cloud punch. And then these are the little pieces that came with this set. And I had already stamped the little faces. So I think I have another one. I'm looking for another little cherry. There's my cloud punch. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the cloud punch is perfect because the hello will fit on that just perfectly. You see that? So that is going to be kind of my background for my hello. And then there, I found my little cherry. So I'm just going to use some Tombow or some fine tip glue to adhere my hello, and that's because I just have a little bit more control. I know where I'm putting it, and I just kind of use my finger to dab off any extra that I think might kind of squeak out the sides. Again, just very thin. Just put a little bit on the small little areas. That's what's so great about that fine tip glue. And I have my hello. Now, I'm going to put them on my tags, and I'm just going to use my all-purpose glue here, putting my fine tip glue away using that little pin, which is fantastic because it never clogs up on me. I love that glue. And then just put some all-purpose glue right there, and put my little hellos that I punched out using my cloud punch, and that's part of the new mini catalog. In case you hadn't seen that before, I'm going to use some dimensionals because I'm going to pop up the little cherry, and to my on my tag using the mini dimensionals. And this was so great about having the regular and the mini, is that you always have a good size to use for any of these little projects. And your paper pumpkin kit does come with full dimensionals, so you do get some really good supplies with that. And then the little those little two little cherries go nicely there at the end of at the bottom of the tag. Now the little faces, I stamped those little faces again. That's all part of the kit. So there's the hello. Aren't those cute? I believe I used crushed curry to punch the hello out of the, using the cloud punch. And now I'm just using some of the gingham ribbon that I have, some of the I believe it's called the the gingham ribbon. It's in the annual catalog. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my tag and just make a nice little tie it loosely, because when I send these all folded up, then the nurses and staff will go ahead and unfold it, and they pick little treats. So there you go. Aren't those cute? So let me kind of clear up my space a little bit and lay out all the products that I used, the punch, and here are all the other bags that I made with this kit by turning the envelopes inside out. Aren't those lovely? I really enjoyed putting this together, and I just want to thank you for joining me. And please press like, leave a comment. This is a Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection, stampartconnection.com. Happy stamping, and have a happy new year.